Hi, this is Rosie, live from our booth at the International Broadcasting Convention in Amsterdam. Every half an hour I'm going to talk to a new person in the industry, and today standing next to me is Christoph Hüning, Managing Partner at NMA. Hi Christoph.
Hi.
Christopher?
Nice to meet you. Sorry?
Christopher or Christoph?
Christoph. The German one.
Okay. How are you today?
I'm very fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for joining us today. It's your first time at IBC as well?
My first time at IBC.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah. Oh yes, I was here yesterday already.
Yeah. It is quite, it's a lot to take in, right?
It's very huge and it's very rare to meet so many people at one place again. So, but I'm really happy to be back at events like this.
And you're exhibiting with Stadium.
Yeah, we are part of the Stadium Consortium, and we have a small booth at the Media City Bergen booth in the hall too. And we had a meet up yesterday, and the startups have a possibility to present themselves at the booth, so that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and you're enjoying yourself?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. It's very interesting, very interesting. I mean, there are a lot of booths down here where it's so deep in hardware, which I don't understand.
Yes.
But it's very good to see that. But on the other hand, we have Google and Amazon, so it's very broad.
Yeah, and NMA is focusing on support for technology startups?
Exactly. Our focus is B2B software startups, very early stage. We started our program, the Next Media Accelerator in Hamburg in 2015, and we did it now for 7 years. We had 2 funds who were sponsored by German and Austrian media houses and digital agencies, and we invested in early stage startups from all over Europe. We did nearly 80 investments in that time.
Okay.
And so from Helsinki to Tel Aviv, so really a broad experience, and bringing them to the German market was always our story. And it's interesting to see what's happening here.
Yeah, and how is it growing? What's the plans for the future?
Yeah, our second fund ended just now. We started in 2017, the second one for a 5 years period. Honestly, when we started it, we didn't know about the pandemic or a war in Europe going on. So it's quite tough to find innovation budget in the market at the moment, but we are working on it. And this is something where Stadium is really useful for us. Like we are doing this together with our friends from VRT from Brussels and Media City Bergen and Storytech from Tallinn. And together, obviously, we are stronger and can build something pan-European here.
Yeah. And also for startups, conferences such as IBC are very interesting. What would you suggest for startups like attending here?
Be open, address people, and not run around and wait to be spoken to because no one knows you in the beginning, and use every chance you have to find a pitch opportunity, like every 10 minutes where you can present, use a screen to show your software, use it as much as possible, because everyone is looking for something new, and there are so many comparable things here. When I walked here down the aisle, it was so many operating system and whatever. To me it sounds very similar, and then as a startup you really have to show what's the difference you make.
What do startups, exactly technology startups, look like nowadays? Is there specific?
Yeah, in the beginning it's 3 guys from a university or from a job. Often they come from a media house and they are inventing a startup with the idea to solve a problem they faced in their own job. This is the best starting point, obviously, because then you know there's a kind of a reality check already. Sometimes we have startups who met at a business school or the university and then have an idea, and then when they first meet real media houses, they realize that the problem doesn't really exist in the way they expected it to do. And a typical startup has a strong tech component, because that's the main differentiator you have, and then you should know about business and you should have a feeling for, let's say, design and marketing, and that's the ideal starting position then.
What are the biggest challenges they face?
Finding customers is okayish, and finding money is getting worse at the time being. Valuations are going down if you're in a later stage and looking for new money. This is difficult sometimes, but we see on the other hand that really good startups and teams that are resilient, they have a chance in the market.
Is there any difference between post and before pandemic?
Yeah,
the challenges?
The whole way of working changed. We all know that, work from home and so on, and especially in the media tech space there are a lot of startups who are doing some kind of video, live streaming, whatever solution. And they even can see the pandemic as a big chance, like that their software is getting better. I just met one of our founders yesterday. They are doing a software for watch together, they call it, like I can watch TV and have my friends on the screen and see them, and they started 2014, and at that time no one understood why they are doing that. But now everyone knows that there can be a time when you're on your sofa and you can't visit your friends, and then you have them with you watching together. So there are chances in every situation.
Would you say all startups, technology startups, are cloud-based nowadays, or?
Yeah, not all. They all have their chance. They all need to see their niche where they fit in, because if you go look around here and see the big players, the broad portfolio they have, and if you're a young startup, you always only have a very, very small niche of that, and then you have to be very specific. What is the added value you are bringing to the market?
To end this interview, do you have any tips for startups as a takeaway?
Stay hungry, you always say. Go out, tell your story, be open, try to convince people, and being open for feedback is in the early stage. Like if you had 3 meetings in a row and the feedback is always like, maybe your idea isn't 100% okay because of a certain reason, then you have to take that into account and not say, oh no, I know my idea is the right one. Be very flexible in the beginning.
Accept the constructive feedback.
Sure, that's what I mean, sure. And then listen to your customers, and in the end, as a software startup, you will have a sales job, you have to sell to customers, so, and then you are in the real business. It's not about tech then anymore, so you have to learn new disciplines.
Okay. Cheers, thank you Christoph for hopping in our studio, and enjoy IBC.
Yeah, thanks, same for you.